we go.
Battlefield of Eternity.
So, Battlefield Eternity, as you've said previously, immortal damage is so important here. So you quite often see an early Vada ban as an example. Lunara also good here, and as we've seen late game heroes do play a good Vana, might be an interesting one for him to take.
Yeah, and as
Artanis ban.
The Eternis first ban.
No surprise.
Yeah, I could see them going for a Gul'dan ban. I think that might was a lot of trouble for them. Even though Gul'dan is of course not that good on Battlefield of Eternity because he has not the highest damage for it. But if they want to ban something that troubled themselves, they could go for the Gul'dan ban. Otherwise, of course, as you mentioned, Vala is a strong hero here, or take out the Thrall. So one of the normal picks that are strong on a lot of maps.
I agree wholeheartedly. Full ban here, no surprise. Full strong solo lane, strong ultimate, strong team fight, just a strong hero in general. So what will they go for their first pick? And going for that Sylvanas priority.
Yeah. So once again, we see a focus on Sylvanas composition. So the idea is to win the early game, as mentioned already before, and then try to snowball the game from there. Now the question is, how do late game heroes, they are on the right again, right? Yeah. Defend against that, basically. What do they want to do against it?
Going for the Rhaegar again.
Yeah, picking up the Rhaegar, who isn't... I mean, he can do a lot in the early game by slowing down the opponents and being another person who can body block. And it also leaves still a lot of options open, because in the end, I mean, you could still go for the Ancestral and pick a caster comp.
That is very true. I do seem to like their Bloodlust foe. They are a very aggressive team. And going with the Vala, I like that pickup very much, as we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Such strong immortal damage there. So, what will the response be? Will they try and lock in a healer now to prevent that healer choke? They have shown they can play a good Oriole, so it might not be the biggest risk if the mouth gets banned for them. Interesting to see what they go here. I think the next couple of picks have to be a statement of intent. Are we going to race you, or are we going to fight you?
I think they should try to get a tank in here already. Something like an ETC who is really, really good at engaging at the opponent's immortal as well. And has quite decent value actually for racing an immortal as well, because of his Rockstar trait, giving his team auto attack speed and helping that way with racing the opponent's immortal.
Absolutely, I wholeheartedly agree.
But I definitely agree in securing the tank and also the healer here, because it leaves them open still to get the combo in the way, or their team in the way they want it to be, and countering their opponents. The question now for the late game heroes is, what do they want to ban? And I think banning something out that is either really aggressive, like a Kerrigan, or maybe even a Ragnar, or something that could make the early game go less in your advantage, would be a pick, or something that allows for the bigger race, because Sylvanas is actually really, really bad at racing the immortals until she gets to level 7, and then especially level 13 is a big boost in her racing combo abilities. But before level 7, she is really, really bad at the racing immortals.
To Ronda band, that's okay. So I know, for example, that late game heroes ran the Tyrande against us on this map. Not sure why they're banning it for Plebs. Perhaps they're worried about the Karazin and Tyrande both being played together. But
yeah,
I don't see it, because if you do that, you're then putting all your eggs in one damage basket on the side of Plebs. I don't see them taking the... I wouldn't have seen them taking the Tyrande there.
And one problem with the Tyrande is also that they don't have the best stun combo. Muradin has to hit his Stormbolt so that they could follow up with a Lunar Flare, and that is not the best combo, because if you pick the Tyrann, normally you also want to have this, okay, we lock down a target and we kill it composition. And I don't see them having that too much so far. So I agree. I think there were better ban choices than a Tyrann in this situation.
Absolutely. Perhaps I know something we don't know about Silver Plebs scrims or something. Bets are up for Revlo now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Do apologise for forgetting about them again. Tyrael, okay. I like Tyrael. Tyrael is very good at diving the back line of your opponents.
Yeah.
And the Kerrigan to follow up. Okay, they're going full, we're going to try and get picks and murder you. Which kind of makes sense, because that's what they tried to do with the Artanis. You can try and do the same thing with Kerrigan. And I know fictional plays a pretty respectable Kerrigan. He knocked it out against Orangehead and was very successful on it with the Tyrael.
Yeah, and in this situation, I'm still wondering about the Tyrann ban, because I don't mind going up against the Tyrann if I'm a really aggressive team, because Tyrann can't really defend herself and can't really defend her team. So I think in this situation, I would have been glad if my opponent picked up Tyrann, and I would prefer to ban something like a Kel'Thas.
Yes, absolutely.
You have already 3 melees, and Sanctification can only do so much. So Kel'Thas,
and they're probably going to go for a 4th melee, so probably not going to go the solo Tyrael tank, I expect.
Yeah. But we see that the Silver Plebs are really insecure what they want to pick and using all the time. And we see the Kel'Thas and the Ragnaros, yeah.
The Ragnaros was very successful for them in that previous game.
Yeah. And he has a lot of value as well in defending against an Immortal push with his trait, giving basically an extra life bar to a fort and helping to defend it that way. So I really liked especially the choice of the Kel'Thas, because I think he can get a lot of value against Tyrael and Kerrigan. And I think that the
I'd like a Zarya here. How do you feel about Zarya here? It gives you a bit of an extra meaty front line, extra shields for that Kerrigan, good immortal damage.
Yeah, I could see a Zarya.
I'm just feeling Zarya, I don't know why. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit light on the CC.
Go for the bastard.
Yeah, that's a decent choice.
Completely wrong.
I think I could have seen the Zarya, because the Zarya is a lot of as you said, she can support easily for the front line, and with a comp like that, you know what your target is, your opponent is trying to target. So it is really easy for you as a Zarya to stack up your energy and then deal a lot of damage for yourself.
100%. So, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 will be the Battlefield of Eternity. Silver Plebs currently have a 1-0 lead on Late Game Heroes. Don't forget to get your bets in. I will stop the betting shortly after we go in game. And the betting currently fairly one-sided for Silver Plebs.
Yeah, and they actually are now all the Pleb portrait. So
yes, good. Portrait synergy. They must have listened. Alex must have had words, because I was not impressed previously. I hope to see some Pleb horses as well. Ragnaros obviously can't have a Pleb horse, so we'll forgive that one.
Yeah. It would be really weird to see Ragnaros trying to ride a horse, basically.
Yeah. No Pleb horses. Okay, so on the blue side we have Silver Plebs, Alexandricus on the Muradin, Beardy Murloc on Sylvanas, Nux on the Kerrigan, Angel on the Ragnaros, and Dreadlord on the Kel'Thas.
And on the other side, we see the red team with Vala being played by Weasel, Didgeridoo switching from Artanis to Rhaegar, Faith playing Kerrigan, Icefire HD playing Tyrael, and Sneaky Turtle playing Falstad.
Interesting to me that Weasel's not on the Kerrigan. Faith's a good player himself, but Faith usually plays a Rhaegar for them, I believe. So there's some weird swaps here from what I know of the team.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering as well about, because Icefire was the Li Ming as well from the last game, right?
So I know that Late Game Heroes don't technically believe in roles. They like to switch around a lot. So they have a tendency, like sometimes you'll see Weasel tank, sometimes you'll see him heal. Now you've got him on a DPS, so they do switch around quite a bit.
Yeah. But they are doing a good job of denying the Sylvanas push so far, but they actually have to...
So this right here, where you see the Kerrigan, that is what late game heroes do very well with, is setting up murders from the bush with a Kerrigan. It's going to be interesting to see if they can successfully do that against the Plebs.
Yeah. Also interesting to see is that the Jira is apparently expecting to die quite a bit because he's going for even in death.
Trait value.
Yeah, which for some time was the standard choice. But I think nowadays, at least on the competitive level of professional heroes, I think the Smite bit is chosen most of the time once again.
So I'll say the Smite build's more for when you're using Tyrell as a bruiser, I believe, though. Nice combo there on the running. However, Tyrell may die here. That first death, getting some trait value as well. But as a solo tank, I would expect the Tyrell to die more. And Faust dies 1v1 to the Ragnos in the bottom. Not what you want for a first immortal phase.
Yeah, and this is exactly the problem that you don't want to have in a situation where you're playing a Kerrigan combo, because Kerrigan is the better, the less your opponent can defend against herself. And normally, a lot of the defense against Kerrigan is from talents. So the later the game goes, the easier it is for the opponent to defend against her.
So late game heroes did very well to keep it even there on the immortal race. They may actually win this immortal race. Very nicely done by them there. Yeah.
Even though they were down in the beginning a hero, and Feist had actually just joined for the second half, they won the immortal race, so well done for them. And Ragnar's actually used his trait on the bot lane already, so they are not going to be able to use it to defend against the push of the late game heroes.
Absolutely. Interesting to see how much value they can get out of this immortal. First of all, obviously, not the most deadly in the world, but they should be able to at least get down this front wall, I expect. Or are they looking for kills? They don't seem to be fully engaging on it. No, they got a gate and half a tower's health. Oh, they're going to get that other tower. Okay.
Yeah, they should get the last one as well, because there's no ammunition left, so either the minions or themselves, yeah.
That was a really nice combo by Faith there. I'm a fan of Faith for late game heroes. When we played them, we did a lot of research, and Faith's movement is something that really stuck out to me. For a Division 3 player, always seems to be very careful about his or her movement. I don't know the manner of them. Assume gender in 2017, ladies and gents. And that's something that always impresses me when you're moving well. That Ragnos is about to die. I predict these things. Yeah, here we go. Combo. Dead Ragnos.
Well done.
You could see, she could sniff it. She could smell that kill, was just waiting for the perfect position. However, Rhaegar does drop in the top. However, Sneaky Tower has flown up top. Looks like they're going to get this camp. Oh no, they are getting turned back upon. Sneaky Tail does need to eat out, but he's got no mana. He instead used it on a lightning bomb. Not the wisest decision, but does manage to just get away.
Yeah, and now that basically the first phase and the brawls for the camps are over, after the first immortal race, we can basically assess the situation that has happened so far. And it is actually fairly even, as Ragnaros won the bot lane. The buildings there took quite a bit of damage. Both towers are really low. The fort is already the gate is already down, so they're quite even there, and even on the level as well.
Both teams choosing to get their bruiser camps here, but they are still getting a little bit of damage on that mortal. However, it does look like late game heroes are going to get the advantage for the first half. Although no, it's very close. They do, but only by 2,000. That's pretty close. And this is where the game changes, because I think late game heroes are going to struggle to get on the other side to that immortal. I really feel they're going to struggle.
I think they shouldn't do this. I think they should just send faster to the lane, deep push the camp, have your own camp, push on top, and try to go for the tank. Just delay it as long as possible.
Instead, they are having a big fight in the middle. The Rhaegar is over pushing a little bit there. Is lucky to get away with his little doggy life, ladies and gentlemen. Look to see Silver Plebs push out here. Muradin scouting out. They are still zoning them out a bit, but the Kerrigan is coming up for a flank underneath. Now Karazim needs to be careful.
Yeah. And now we see that it's actually... Oh, team fight.
Oh, nicely done there by Fabe. Getting the jump from one hero to another. Angel is going to die here also. They need to be careful with that Karazim, because if he doesn't get out of there, he's going to be a very dead monk. Yep, yeah. Successfully gets out. I'm actually surprised that I thought that team fight was going really badly for late game heroes, but suddenly, burst damage, 2 people were dead in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and really well played there from Faith once again with her Kerrigan, jumping from being in a really rough position and then jumping on a target, killing it, and therefore being able to get out of the tricky situation and taking another opponent out of the
That's good awareness.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can get more than a wall with this one though. They do only have the 3 of them pushing. Looks like they're going to send Kerrigan up to the top lane to counter that Sylvanas, which I think is probably sensible.
Yeah.
Yep, they do get down this wall. They should be able to get some fort damage. However, you have a Ragnaros here, which makes it a bit more difficult because that's some extra health bar for you. They're actually just going to back off. They're looking to secure the kill on that Sylvanas, but Sylvanas smells it coming and does back away, so it looks like they're going to get the push on this top fort, which should secure them 2 forts, which is a pretty nice advantage for them.
The top fort is still alive because of Ragnaros, but they get level 10 at least with them taking out of the top 4, and I like that decision. I think it was maybe they could have gotten more out of the bot Immortal, but this way they're playing it safe. They're setting up. They're
setting up to attack them.
Yeah, and they have the luxury to play safe, and
they know they're on the camp and they're going to jump them. Ooh, they could smell that Kerrigan coming, and they successfully managed to back off on it. That could have gone very, very badly for Silver Plebs there.
Yeah.
Ultimate's looking pretty standard. Bloodlust, as I expected, with Vala and Kerrigan, that auto attack damage is very, very useful. Oh, Sneaky Turtle flying bottom to de-push this bottom wave.
And I think the late game heroes are still looking for some kind of a pick here to...
Plebs doing the right thing and holding off until they get level 10s. Pyroblast has been picked up for the Kel'Thas.
Okay.
It's an interesting choice. However, Ragnaros needs to be careful here. The combo didn't quite fully get on it, I don't believe. Looks like
and I think,
late game heroes come back.
I think this was a mistake to go for the defense here from the Silver Plebs. I think they should have just pushed with the Sylvanas top.
Absolutely.
And tried to trade, because this way they just rotated and arrived too late, and they basically lost a lot of time traveling them over the map, while the opponent was able to secure another advantage.
Weasel needs to be careful of this Muradin here. He is getting some damage on the Immortal though. Plebs realise they can't play at this point. However, Pyroblast has been used very early. He does get a stun back on him, but it's not quite enough to secure the kill or his life. Rhaegar just managed to live through that. Pyroblast value there.
Yeah, definitely. But at least the latest is now that they know that they are playing against Pyroblast, so now they can start, basically tagging against it, using talents to counteract it. And there's for Vala, there's the Gloom and other possibilities to try and help your team out against it. So they should still be.
Needs to be careful because Kerrigan is trying to sniff them out.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice stun by Weasel, probably saved his life there. Combo popped by the Kerrigan, lots of damage going everywhere. Having a Rhaegar is horrendously overextended over here. And a missed hammer by the Faust that otherwise could have potentially killed 2 people. everybody in late game heroes is having to back away. Faust has overstayed his welcome and was going to die. What were you doing there, my son? That was 3 versus 1, and underneath their immortal. That was very silly.
But once again, there was a really, really nice hit of the Sulfuras hammer, hitting 3 there and basically securing the retreat of, ensuring that they have to retreat, that the other team has to retreat by hitting them all with one.
However, look at this.
Smash.
That top lane has been really far depushed by that camp. That was really nicely done because it now means that there's not a huge amount of minions here for backup for that mortal, whereas you normally want to have some extra structure damage. They should be able to get some more down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Need to be careful of the overextension though. Rhaegar is very close. I like the gust. Gives you time to get a bunch of damage on the small. You're going to kill it before they get back in. So now you're saying, if you want to attack, it's 5v5. Let's have it, son. Let's see what you can do.
And this way, they couldn't get the Savannah's pressure that they probably wanted to get with the Immortals. So, really, really well done with late game heroes realizing that they have to.
Blast.
Sorry?
Yeah, I think Kalfas was looking for a Pyroblast there, sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
You can see him just sneaking up top, he was looking to get close enough. Yep, there you go, and they hit that Rhaegar. Oh, nice sanctification, perfectly timed. So the Pyroblast didn't kill anyone, really nicely done by Material there for late game heroes.
Yeah. And that is the one of the counter plays to this Pyroblast. That is of course possible, and we see that Vala is still going for the Tempered by Discipline, so she is not fearing of getting Pyroblasted again and using the Gloom to save her. And
that
Riga's
surprises
actually,
me. That Preclude would have been a really good pick for her, I think.
Yeah, and I find it also interesting to see that Riga's going for the Tidal Waves and not the shield. Of course, the shield of Riga does not get the most value here because no hero in the team has the highest health pool. But still, I think in a lot of situations, yeah, and in a lot of situations, you don't want to just heal one target. Sometimes there are a lot of targets that are getting damage, and you know that you're basically always casting the shield on the Tyrael. So then you have your other ability to save someone else.
Combo was used on the Sylvanas and successfully got the kill. Very nicely done by the Faith there, but Faith does need to back off, dropping very low. So this should allow them to secure an early lead on this mortal. However, it is on the opposing side once again, so it looks like they're going to opt to go for this camp instead.
Yeah, and Falstad is going top to defend against the push that is there with the Impaler Merc camp.
It's not the worst line to well, whilst the enemy team has a person down, I guess.
Yeah. And once again, I wouldn't mind them just trying to delay and trying to get a level advantage here for the fight, because they have the global hero, and they are the team that has the Kerrigan and can look to get the picks basically.
Yeah, that combo. Neither team wanting to engage at the moment. They are just kind of backing off from each other. Both playing very tentatively. And they're going in.
They see that the Kerosene is top and you're using the time to go in.
Kerrigan combo has been used, but it does completely whiff. Look for a Pyroblast from Kalfas here. No. Sanctification used. Everybody on late game heroes is dropping fairly low. However, people are dropping low on the other team as well. As we have kill on the Muradin, kill on the Sylvanas. Nux just getting away 40 health. Faust does drop, as does the Rhaegar. A 2-for-2 combo. However, everybody is very low on the side of late game heroes, and they do need to back out. Which means they should be able to catch up on that Immortal now.
Yeah. But with a quick restock of health, they should be able to defend against the second phase, as on both teams heroes are dead. There's a small window of like 10 to 5 seconds where they can try to be 5 versus 3, but we see them just moving out instantly because there's the threat of Kerrigan, and she is of course a really, really huge threat to a team.
Absolutely. This is very bad by 5 versus 3. They're dropping low. We expect to see a defensive gust. Nicely done. The Tyrael should just get away. And the turn in on the Karazim. Beautiful jump to Alexandrius to dodge that Kerrigan combo. That was really nicely done by the Karazim there.
Yeah.
And we do see that Immortal going over to the side of the Silver Plebs.
Yeah.
Again, in that top lane that's fairly pushed back.
Yeah, this time I would actually say that the late game heroes are playing the map better than the Silver Plebs, as they have always the pressure on the lanes and are better in defending against the Merc camps that are taken during the Immortal phases.
Reacting to the threats probably a bit more readily. However, that Rhaegar is so far forward. That Rhaegar makes me so nervous.
Yeah, I agree completely. The good thing for him is that the other team does not have the most ways to
lock him down.
Yeah, but that was a really
He's just diving in willy-nilly. That Pyroblast is almost killed Weasel. Weasel just survives from the Pyro there. There's a lot of buttons are being pressed and a lot of damage is being spread out. However, Sylvanas is getting a lot of trait value on that building. Sulphurous Smash does kill the Vala. Ragnaros drops in exchange. Looks like they're going to try and get a kill on Muradin, which they do. However, the Rhaegar dies also, dropping very low on the Tyrael also. They may be able to finish here, but it's very dangerous to do so. As they're going to try and finish. No, they are backing off. That is a kill onto the Sylvanas there and on the Karazim. Looks like Kalfas is going to get away. However, that core has only got 48% health left.
Yeah, and they got the first keep of the game. The bot lane is pushing in as well now, so they're still in a good position. Fairly even in XP, but a lot of the big team fights seem still to go in the wave of Silver Plebs. The Kathas is getting a lot of value with his spread damage. The Ragnaros is hitting a lot of really good ultimates as well, getting the kill on the Weasel there actually with his ultimate.
I think what we're showing here is late game heroes have the better picks, whereas sort of the better ganks and picks and stuff. Ooh, Fausto, back away. Oh, go away, Fausto. You don't want to be there, my friend. And he does back. But Silver Plebs have the better team fight. The problem here is that top lane now. If Silver Plebs backdoor and Ragnaros goes Molten Core on that forward keep spot, I don't know if late game heroes can stop them. If they can get there undetected, get a few seconds on it, they can kill that core so quickly.
Yeah.
And they've always got to be wary of that.
I would say normally that isn't the biggest problem for them because they have the Falster to just delay the lane and jump in. But they haven't used him too much in that position. So I'm a little bit worried for them that they maybe disagree with his choice of using the Global Falster as a tool to push the lanes, get the experience, and just trying to delay, because still he can get into the team fight pretty fast.
Safe positions for the Immortals here. However, a double stun does hit on the late game heroes. That's going to hurt their race on this Immortal. However, we do have the invade from the Plebs and the Gust has been used. Looks like they're just trying to reset it to the next stage. That Rhaegar is diving in on such low health. Sanctification is used. Lots of spread damage being done. The Ragnaros does die. That was nicely done by late game heroes. However, the Rhaegar dies in exchange. That's not so good. Kerrigan manages to secure the kill on the Karazim and is now chasing that Kalfas, but is backing away now to go help her team with that team fight. See if they can get down to Muradin, which they successfully do. And the kill of the Kalfas! Nice!
Also gone.
They can finish here, I think. If they get some Immortal down quick. Time allowing... no, probably not.
Yeah, but they secure level 20, so they could go for and try to finish. They get the Immortal, that's for sure. The Immortal has 80% shield. That's really
shield.
Huge.
And
the question is,
they're not going to be. The other team's not going to be there to defend for. Oh god, Ragnaros is back in 3, but the rest of them 20 seconds, 27 seconds, 10 seconds. This gives them
Faisal
an opportunity.
should still go top because there are 3 catapults pushing in, and Kerrigan should go to the front as fast as possible.
They have 4 people back. I worry that they're being a bit too tentative here.
I agree. They should, a lot of the team, Faisal should still be top. Just defend it. He can fly in easily. He should have his flyer cooldown already once again.
So this is 20 versus 19 with an almost full of more. They should be looking to get a pick with Kerrigan here, underneath that wall.
I just realized that we don't have Epic Mount, but we have Wind Tunnel, and we also have the Holy Arena. So this is maybe the reason why
they're going to push this core.
Yeah.
That Gust got no value at all, pretty much. Bloodlust is used as it looks like they are going to try and get the engage. But they don't do a lot with the Bloodlust either. That's really disappointing. And Rhaegar drops. They're having to back from the Ragnaros. I feel like they popped their ultimates too early there. Tyrael has to back as well. Valmore is hitting that core pretty hard, so the Plebs do have to go back to defense. I don't think this is game, but they could have handled that better, I think.
Yeah, I agree. The wind tunnel was from way far back, so it just pushed the opponent's team to the keep and slightly behind
apparently the Gust cancelled a Molten Core, so it got some value at least. Plebs are going to look to finish here though. They're hiding in that bush. They're waiting. Don't go in there, Sneaky Turtle. Don't go in there. Yep, he spotted it. Has he spotted it? He spotted it.
Yeah. He is a lot of the time. He is the one being sneaky.
Karazin needs to be careful because they can. That is such a silly Karazin. Why were you there? Punching that wall got you nothing. However, that's a good kill on the Falstad.
Yeah. And a quite slow reaction from Falstad, trying not to get closer to his Rhaegar or maybe getting to the core, something at least.
I don't know, Falstad down as well now. I no healer though for the side of Silver Plebs. This game's awkward. This Immortal phase should decide it. However, we do have catapults on core on the blue team, so Ragnaros has had to back to deal with that. Luckily, he should be able to clear it pretty sharpish.
Yeah, and it is really interesting to see how it is even basically once again, as even as you can basically be in a 23-minute game where both cores have taken damage.
Absolutely. This is such a close game. I've really been impressed by the late game heroes here, because I'll be honest, I favoured the Plebs in this game, but they have done so well here. I do not agree with using your combo on the Immortal though. Save it for the engage.
Yeah.
So Falstad isn't there. So it's 4v5.
I think they could go in a way more defensive position. Just have Falstad push the lanes, deep push top, push your bot lane, force the opponent to go back, and then take or deal damage to the opponent's Immortal once again.
That is the beauty of Falstad after all, because at the moment Plebs are happy to delay this because they're the ones with that lane there.
Exactly, and the late game heroes fighting in such an awkward position with the Immortal stunning them or having the chance to stun them all the time, and it's really, really risky to fight there.
However, no ultimate's been popped yet, whereas 7-sided strike has been, so that's something for him at least.
Yeah, but Storm Shield was used by Rhaegar, so they are also a huge cooldown.
We are getting a little bit of poke on this portal as well. Yeah, however, lots of people dropping low now. As Gust was used and Sanctification, Kerrigan having to back off because he's so low. Late game heroes all dropping very low. I think this may be the end, or the beginning of the end for them. They're having to back. They've already got minions on core. I don't think that Tyrael should be able to get away. No. Now if Tyrael gets away, but the Vala doesn't. It's 30 seconds on Gust.
Could be the end of Sneaky Turtle. No, they just decided to go for the core, but still the core's already on 27%.
26%. Molten Core has been popped. As the last few percent is being dropped to it, the Kerrigan drops. Late game heroes put up a valiant defense, but unfortunately then game number 2 does go over to the side of Silver Plebs. Very nicely finished by the Plebs there.